Hello, I'm Fast Lawyer. Today we're going to do something a little different. We're going to review Grand Theft Auto 5, but not the actual game, but the VR mod, the R.E.A.L mod. And I will put a link in the description where you can download this mod. I do suggest that if you're interested in playing Grand Theft Auto 5 in VR, that you do read the instructions to the link for the mod before actually installing it. It'll save you a lot of headache. But specifically what I'm going to talk about the VR experience with the R.E.A.L mod with Grand Theft Auto 5. I played Grand Theft Auto 5 from start to finish to the end credits, and yes, I had a great time playing Grand Theft Auto 5 in VR. I highly recommend it, but there are some issues you need to be aware of. Please note you can only use the R.E.A.L mod for the single player experience. It does not work with Grand Theft Auto Online. One of the most important things to know about using this mod is that motion controllers are not supported. So you will need to use a gamepad or keyboard and mouse. If that is a big issue for you, I recommend you not download this mod. This is not the VR experience for you. However, if you are comfortable with using a gamepad or keyboard and mouse, then I think this is a game that you might enjoy in VR, especially if you are a Grand Theft Auto 5 fan. This is absolutely one of the better experiences in VR, but you have to accept the limitations in this experience. Another one of the big limitations for this experience is the way that VR is rendered in this game. With the R.E.A.L mod, you have something that's called alternate eye rendering. What that means is that the frames are split alternatively between each eye for VR. For example, if the mod were running at 60 frames per second, the game would alternate render a frame for each eye, resulting effectively in 30 frames per eye. If you're new to VR or if you experience motion sickness in VR, this might be something that causes you to be queasy, something that causes you motion sickness. So this R.E.A.L mod is definitely not for everyone. However, as a VR veteran myself, I had no issues at all, and the game looked great in VR. For the most part, there were some technical issues. The game is blurry at times, and there were just various graphical glitches that I experienced along the way, but for the most part, it does look great. The last big issue you need to be aware of when using this mod is that it does use head gaze based aiming. Now, I have to be honest, I myself am not a big fan of head gaze based aiming. However, it does make the aiming for this game super easy, and it will make you an absolute killer in this game. You will have no problem with any of the missions in this game that involves aiming. However, there is an issue. I found that the sniper rifles just were never aligned properly, and that was the only time I had any issues with my aim at all, was when I had to aim down scopes using the sniper rifle, just because it was never centered quite correctly, and I had to find the spot where they were actually hitting. But once you get the experience of using the scopes in this game, then you just get used to them and where they're actually hitting versus where you think they will hit at first. Then it becomes pretty much a non-issue once you get that in-game experience. In the same vein, I did have some issues with some of the vehicles in this game where the view just wasn't quite right, especially the submarine mission where I couldn't drive in first person view inside the cockpit of the submarine because it was just too dark. So you were above the submarine, but your view would shift if you surfaced. It was a very unusual playing that mission, and also some of the other vehicles such as some planes and stuff where the view just isn't quite correct, and it does make the missions maybe slightly more difficult than they should be. Lastly, I did experience just some random bugs with some of the missions. They didn't want to complete like they should, or all of a sudden my character wouldn't go the direction that I wanted. Usually just recentering my view or restarting the game would fix the issue for me. And if you read the readme in the installation, then you know how to recenter your character. If not, you may not be able to figure it out, but basically all you do is you shake your head. And all those negatives might be a reason for you not to download the R.E.A.L mod and experience Grand Theft Auto 5 in VR. However, I will say I had a blast playing Grand Theft Auto 5 in VR. I played it from start to finish. There were just several crazy missions in VR, even just driving down Los Santos in the first person view inside the cockpit of all the different vehicles in this game is just crazy. One of the things I didn't like is that sometimes they put a helmet on your head when you were driving the motorcycles, but other than that, it was just an absolute blast and just some crazy stunts you'll do in the air. You'll not only be driving some crazy cars where you'll be doing some crazy stunts, but you'll also be flying several aircraft, helicopters. You'll be operating a Sea-Doo, you'll be operating a submarine, you'll be operating all kinds of crazy vehicles in this game at breakneck speeds while being chased by cops, and you'll get into gunfights. You'll shoot out other vehicles' tires and you'll see them careen off the road and go into ditches, and then see them explode into a fiery ball of fire, and then you'll take out your bazooka and bring down a helicopter. It's just crazy, all the crazy stuff that you're doing in this game. And there's some missions that are just out there. You know, the gameplay for the most part is very simple shooting, very simple cover mechanics, and even the heists in this game aren't that difficult with the head gaze based aiming, because it makes it super simple to headshot the enemies and kill them very fast. But you're just doing so many crazy things along the way. You're base jumping from tall buildings, you're parachuting, you're doing all kinds of absolutely crazy stuff and experiencing it all in first person view, 360 stereoscopic, amazing 3D VR. It's just exhilarating, and it's not just the crazy stuff. You could just be smoking dope in your home, or going to the strip club, or picking up a prostitute on the road. Not that I did that, but I heard some people do that. And the cinematic scenes here are absolutely something else in VR. You get to see Trevor up close, Franklin, Michael, and all the crazy side characters this game has. Lamar is absolutely one of my favorite side characters here. And despite all the issues this mod has, I had so many great moments with Grand Theft Auto 5 that I would tell you this is a must experience for VR. Anyways, I'm gonna let you all just listen to some of the dialogue here. I hope you enjoy the rest of the video. Yeah, I highly recommend Grand Theft Auto 5 Real mod. Go ahead, download it, experience it for yourself. Anyways, thank you, have a wonderful day, and enjoy the rest of the video.
We're near Flood Tap. I seen it on iPhone maps. I'll give you directions. It's straight here. Keep it straight now. It's a right up here.
I just hope that broke your goddamn neck.
Now keep going. This is the place. I think it is, at least. Cousin Floyd!
Hey man, what's up?
Oh my god. Hello.
Come up here, Trevor. Floyd, it's me, Wade.
Who?
Me, Wade, your cousin.
Who?
Your cousin! Fuck! He's come to visit you, you rude fuck. Now get up off the floor and fix me a fucking drink.
Oh, you, Wade. I heard you was off smoking meth somewhere.
No, not somewhere. Here. He's gonna smoke meth here. Give me a fucking lighter.
You can't smoke here.
Okay.
This is my girlfriend's place. She's at a business conference. You can't smoke here and you can't stay here.
How's it going, cousin? It's been a while.
Yeah, I ain't seen you since you was called Neville's bed.
A guy was never proved.
You gotta go, both of you. My girlfriend, she'd kill me if she knew I had guests.
Well, it's not much of a girlfriend if you don't like your family. Now, would you get me a fucking drink? I'm not gonna ask you again.
Oh, yeah, okay. Wait, I ain't got no booze.
Then you go out and fucking get me something. You go too.